Today I'm back at a very busy Thorpe Park, and I'm back in the overflow car park. I'm just checking if the car's done. This video is going to be about beating the queues, or getting past the queues. It's not going to be, I did make a video previously about beating the queues, and it was a whole separate video. Whereas this one's just going to be my regular vlog, but obviously I'm just going to be, every ride I go to, I'm just going to explain the best way to get past the queue if you can. So you can use this as a vlog, and also it might be a little bit helpful throughout the vlog as well. So I hope you enjoy it. It's just going to be a regular busy Thorpe Park day, as you can see, parking in the overflow car park there. Haven't done that for a while. When I was here a couple of days ago, I'm coming so often nowadays. Anyway, when I was here a couple of days ago, it was in the overflow car park, but there was only one row filled, whereas now it's like Fright Nights. So yeah, along with Fright Nights, there is going to be some updates with Fright Nights, like probably do just have a nice walk around before I go to my first ride, and just show you all of the Fright Nights updates, and also now it's the end of the Summer Sounds event. There will not be any more Summer Sounds this year. If it does come back on next year, then I'm not sure, but obviously it's the end for this year, so I'll be interested to see what Launchpad's looking like, and if that still has all the food vans out, because they're really good. So let's get into the video, and let's see how the day goes. Hopefully starting with a ride on Hyperia, not too sure. That's been on about 70 minutes all day, so I'm not too sure if I'll be able to. Obviously with it nearly getting around over there, obviously with it having a single rider queue, I'll go more into this throughout the vlog. So let's head into Thorpe Park. And if you are bothered to know, the closing times today are 10 till 7. The closing time, if I should word my sentences right, the closing time is 7 o'clock. I'll probably be there until 7 o'clock because it's already like 4:30. As you can probably tell by theme, we don't usually do a full Thorpe Park day very often, but we do like to come down to Thorpe Park, or up to Thorpe Park, I think it actually is. Come up to Thorpe Park just for the evening, because the queues do drop a lot, and let's be real, I'm not queuing 80 minutes for Nemesis Inferno as I saw it earlier. So yeah, the queues do drop towards the end of the day, so I'll mention this more in the video. But yeah, the closing time is 7 o'clock. Obviously no more Summer Sounds event, so no more 8 PM closes. 9 PM closes. The next time it will be 9 PM will be Fright Nights. So Fright Nights is soon. I think it begins in October or something. I'm not gonna lie, as I've mentioned before, I'm not a big fan. But anyway, let's get into Thorpe Park. Enough talking, let's go. Okay, so we are back in the dome again. Turnstiles still don't work. If you know, here at Thorpe Park, if you've got a Merlin pass and the turnstiles are not working and you've got to go to a staff member in the middle of the game. For 25 years of Fright Nights, they've got these posters scattered all over the park, just showing 25 years of Fright Nights. I will be down at Fright Nights to do a video, and unfortunately, to my discovery, they're still doing the music at Launchpad, even though it is no longer Summer Sounds. Just walking through Launchpad here at the moment, all the food vans are still up, so I wonder how long they'll be here for. Obviously it's not just for the Summer Sounds event, because that is now completely over, but they've still got this music event, you know, with the audio, not the DJs anymore, but the food vans are still here as well. The first queue time I've seen of the day is Flying Fish 25 minutes, and I already know that is 25 minutes, not a good sign. Down here by the Fright Nights construction, as you can see, Howell's Toy Emporium, Stitches. In the last video I did just say I don't know what the name is. Obviously, as you know, I'm not a big fan of Fright Nights, but it is actually Stitches. I apologise, I will call that Stitches from now. That's just nearly done, to be honest. Obviously you can't get a view of the inside. There goes Colossus and Hyperia. So yeah, Hyperia is going to be where I'm heading first. Sorry, I'm not too sure how much footage I'll be able to get today. It is very busy. And just looking over there, Samurai's broken down. I'm not surprised, honestly. It's been doing okay this season, though. Walking up to Flip's area for the 3rd time. I actually haven't seen the queue for Hyperia this long in a long time, so I imagine it'll be the same for the single rider, but I'm going to go in the single rider and give it a go. I forgot to mention that is not a 70-minute queue, because when it's busy like this, the single rider and ride access pass are also going to be packed, and this is insane for the single rider. That was my 2nd ever front row ride on with single rider, and that was incredible. It was really smooth, even though it was train 2. It was obviously an odd number with it being row 1, so that probably helps as well. But that was really good. Incredible, like probably the smoothest ride I've ever had on it, and it was really fast as well. Really enjoyable. So we're going to head to Swarm now, because that's on a 25-minute queue. It did take about an hour. It was advertised on a 70-minute queue. I know it would have been like 100, because it was all the way through the Castle Pen. Although it might have been a little bit more accurate than it would have been if the fast track and rider, what was it called? Ride access pass, there we go. If the ride access pass and fast track queue were a bit longer, then it would have been more less accurate, but it was a little bit more accurate obviously that time, and because there wasn't too much ride access pass or single rider, so that definitely helped. But yeah, obviously the title of this video said to beat, it was talking about beating the queues, and every ride I was going to go on, I was going to give a tip on how to get past the queue at least a little bit. With Hyperia, obviously, as you've seen a lot of times in my videos, it's got a single rider queue. You can just go in the main queue, you don't have to go in it if you're by yourself, and you can go in it when you're with a group. But you can use it to actually skip the queues, because a lot of the time it's a lot shorter. Rarely will it be longer, but watch my last video, or the video before, I honestly don't remember, sorry about that. I did mention where you should not queue past. I don't think I've ever queued that long for single rider. It was about an hour, but it was definitely not like 80 minutes or 90 minutes that it would have been. So that's how you skip the queues on Hyperia. And I've been talking so long that we're already heading up to Swarm over here. So I'll let you know a little bit more about how to skip the queues on this one. So heading up to Swarm here, you're probably wondering how you can beat the queues on the Swarm, because it's not got a fast track. Well, it has got a fast track, but obviously you need to pay. It's not got a single rider queue. Now, I'm going to be honest, not every coaster here you can just skip the queue without a fast track. Obviously Hyperia you can use the single rider. With this, I would literally just say join it anyway, because it's always overestimated. The queue for this ride's always overestimated, so you may as well just join the queue. It's always going to be like 10 or 15 minutes less than it usually would be, or than it's, estimating, because it is always overestimated. So you may as well just join the queue anyway. Here it says 25 minutes. I'm not going to lie, that is about right, but there is a reason for it. I think I said this in my last video, but when the queues do go down for a ride, loads of people run over to them, and then obviously the queue time boards can't keep up with the amount of people that have suddenly just swarmed into the queue. So this is probably going to be a little bit more accurate, and it probably is going to be about 25 minutes. But with the length of queue, it would probably usually say about 30 to 35 here, but obviously they're probably going to update it to be a little bit longer, but I reckon they should keep it as 25 minutes, and that is about accurate. awesome ride on Swarm there, very intense, but as you saw in my last little clip, I did mention I just met some fans in the queue line. They got a picture of me, so shout out to the boy that walked up to me and asked for a picture, because you're the first ever fan that's done that. Well, first ever fan I've met, because they probably would have said something if they did see me. Anyway, so yeah, thanks for that. And then also, I apologise if I didn't seem the well, not most friendly, but if I didn't really say much, because I was still a little bit like, what's going on? Because that's never happened to me before, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, I apologise if I didn't say much. But yeah, I think we're gonna head to Nemesis. Well, we'll have a look at the queue, then decide about it. Flying Fish is 5 minutes shorter. Fine. Oh, here comes Tidal Wave. It must have been quite a light boat, because no splash came over down here. No, there was no splash in the splash zone. Must have been quite a light boat, or the wind was going in the opposite direction, either or. Nemesis Inferno says 40 minutes, but it's only in the cattle pen, so we may as well wait. We've made it into the station. So I've just had a decent ride on Nemesis Inferno, and I realised I didn't mention how to beat the queues on that one. Well, literally, it's the same as Swarm. It's usually overestimated, so just subtract 10 or 15 minutes away from the queue time that it is showing, and that's probably what you get. So we're actually going to head back to Hyperia. And I know I did say all the rides I go on, I'm going to show you the queue time and how to beat them. I apologise, I've only been on 3 different individual rides, but I did make a full video on how to beat the queues. None of the videos I've done are properly like how to get no queue on each one. I guess you need to arrive early for rope drop, and then obviously then that's how you beat the queues. You get on a ride without a queue if you run to it at the start, and I don't usually come for a full day, so don't take these videos too properly or seriously, because obviously I haven't been here the whole day, but just some little tactics that you can use. To be honest, I can't really think of another ride where you can properly skip the queue, because I know obviously Hyperia's got a single rider, and then the Swarm and Nemesis Inferno are both always overestimated. So those are the main rides. The main rides that I've covered are the main ones that you can really skip the queue for. Anyway, I'm going to head single rider. I honestly can't be bothered with this last ride nonsense, as the operator once said, so I'm just going to head straight into single rider. So I was on row 3 there with Hyperia, and as you know, I went in the single rider queue, and I was not expecting, because when I was on the stairs and I was looking out, I saw there was quite a lot of main queue left. But obviously, because single rider moves a lot slower than the main queue, I ended up getting on the second to last train, and we got 2 laps. Literally, after the first time we got on it, I looked in the station, and because we were getting closer and closer, and I could see more and more of the rows, and they were all empty, and I was like, yay! So, well, I wasn't quite like that, but I was very happy. I know sometimes they don't send you around twice, so I was a bit I wasn't getting my hopes up too high, but we got to go around twice, and I was really happy about it. So that was really fun. So yeah, now we have to find the car, which has disappeared. I don't know why, but it's just not here. Let's go. Anyway, we were at a tree, and then I didn't realise there were so many trees. Actually, I can see it. There's geese over here. They might attack me. Oh look, they've got McDonald's coffee over there. That's what they sound like, honestly. My cat would love it. Anyway, that was a really good day at Thorpe Park. And if you just think about what I said, Nemesis, Inferno and the Swarm, always overestimated, so take about 10-15 minutes off the advertised queue, and that's what you'll get. And also with any ride, actually, you should take this for... God, there's geese poo everywhere. You should take this advice for every ride. They're all going to be... Okay, so if it's a busy day, right, and a ride's just reopened, or the queues just dip down, loads of people are going to run to them. So being honest, if you go to a ride where loads of people have just sprinted to it, and obviously it's not usually, everyone sprinted to it because it's been a busy day and they just want to get on a ride with a short queue, and everyone's like swarmed in the same ride, it's still going to take 25 minutes after everyone's swarmed in, but it's not going to be 25 minutes. Or if it is the case with Swarm or Nemesis Inferno, it might be more accurate. So summary, because even I don't really know what I just said. If you go on the Swarm or Nemesis Inferno and it's just been quiet and loads of people have swarmed over to the ride to get on it with a short queue, it's probably going to be more accurate where it would be overestimated, but obviously the ride board can't keep up with, the amount of people joining, because it only updates every 5 minutes. And then obviously Hyperia's got a single rider that you can utilise as well. If you are in a group, you can still join it. You can still join it with your group, but obviously you are going to be split up into one seat. You're not going to be sitting with your group, you're going to be sitting by yourself. So those are my biggest tips for managing the queues at Thorpe Park. If you don't want to get there super duper early, there are still things you can do, so you don't have to wait in the massive queues. So if you did enjoy today's video, please consider hitting that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. I'm just waving my microphone around everywhere, that doesn't work. Bye. I know you probably can't see it, guys. I just thought I'd add this to the video. There are actually people on top of Swarm. Oh, well, you definitely can't see it now because the tree's in the way. But there were people on top of Swarm, so I wonder if that's obviously the checks, or if that's for, I know you can do coaster climbs, and I think they're sometimes at the end of the day, but I'm not sure.